Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video on JDC Photography and Videography. My name is Jeremy, and yes, those are my initials. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 different shoots that I did this past year. You know, everybody's making an end of the year, top 10, top 5, top whatever. Well, I'm going to keep it simple. These are my top 3 shoots from this past year. Let's get to it, guys. Alright guys, so everybody this year, like I said, has a top 10, top 5, top whatever. And in this video, I wanted to take some time and go over my top 3 shoots over the past year. And number 3 would be my shoots of the Northern Lights. Those of you who know me know that I live in northern Wisconsin. This past year, we were very fortunate to have shots of the Northern Lights, very vivid, very beautiful. And this year, I felt very fortunate to be able to get some really good shots. These shots that you're seeing on your screen were taken from the South Shore of Lake Superior, and we were lucky to have a cold and clear night, which kind of sucked in some ways, but it made for great photography because it was very clear that night. But one thing I want to say really quickly about all of these shots, anytime I've done any shots of the night sky or any astrophotography, I've always shot in manual mode. It's probably the number one question I get. Do you shoot in auto or manual? I always shoot in manual. But when I shoot astrophotography, I do it a little differently. So, for example, let me go to my specs and you'll actually see what I mean. So, for focal length, I'm using a 15 millimeter lens. 15 millimeter gives me a very wide angle to take of the night sky. I wish I had a like 6 millimeter, fisheye lens. I don't have one right now. Probably will have one here in about a week, maybe. Fingers crossed. But yeah, so those shots were taken with a 15 millimeter lens. As far as the shutter speed, I shot at 4 seconds. Yes, you heard me correctly. 4 seconds. Now, you might be wondering, why did I shoot at such a long length? Why would I shoot at 4.0? Well, it's really simple. Anytime you do astrophotography, you're going to have to leave that lens open to allow as much light as possible in. You've got to get the sensor. And so I think it's very important to leave it open as long as possible, within reason, of course, but as long as is needed to be able to get the shots that you want to get. So my shutter speed was 4 seconds. As far as the aperture, I shot at an f3.5. Now, the main reason that I open my aperture to 3.5 is just simply because, once again, trying to let as much light in as possible. And then as far as my ISO, once again, going back to the whole manual thing, I manually set my ISO, and I set it to 3200. I didn't actually need a whole ton, but I did find that 3200 gave me the light that I needed. So I set the ISO to 3200. When it comes to the Northern Lights, guys, it's one of the things that I love about living up here. We get multiple times each year, usually starting in the fall. We can get some pretty good shots. Now, usually you got to wait till those really, really cold times in January and February But we got really lucky this year and got quite the show back in November. So very, very beautiful. One of my favorite shoots of the year. Number 2 on this list would be any of the concerts that I shot this past year. Any of the concerts. Now, we're very fortunate to have the Big Top Chautauqua in our area. It's a music venue. You can actually look them up on Google and learn more about them. But the Big Top, in the summertime, they have the big tent at the Big Top Chautauqua. But in the wintertime, and I think this is really, really cool. So in the wintertime, they use a facility known as Stage North. It's a local theater, not like movie theater, but like play theater. And it makes for an awesome music venue. There's a balcony that you can get really good shots at, really great vantage points. And the people that work there are absolutely amazing. Absolutely love those guys. But between the Big Top Chautauqua and Stage North, we have very, very, how can I put it? We have a wealth of riches when it comes to music venues. 2 of the artists, I'll shout them out really quick, that I particularly enjoyed this past year. One was a group called the Wailing Jennies. The Wailing Jennies, very interesting group. The base group, I think, is three women and 2 fellas, I think. But it's kind of a play on words, Waylon Jennings, Wailing Jennies. You get the point. Not trying to get all corny or anything. So, but great group. The other group that I saw this past year that I really liked was Moores and Macumber. Moores and Macumber. That's a duo, and these 2 fellas make some amazing music. I'll put their links in the description below. I'll also put a link to their YouTube music page as well. That way you guys can check them out. But I just wanted to shout out those 2 artists. But when it comes to concerts, I really, really love live events. And I guess it comes down to really 2 things. First of all, I like how live events really change it up. They really change it up. You never know what you're going to run into. You never know what to expect when you do live events. So you never know what to expect. Another aspect of that as well is, it's really a step outside of your normal shoot. You never know what to expect. And since it steps out of your normal shoot, there are a lot of variables. You have to be very flexible. You have to be ready for almost anything. When I'm going to be shooting at a live event, which here coming up in a few weeks, Stage North is going to begin their winter concert series. So looking forward to that. Look forward to heading over there, getting some shots, sharing it with all of you guys as well. But when you have live events, they really, you never really know what to expect. But another aspect of this as well is that, and this is more of a personal note, being a former musician myself. Well, I shouldn't say former because I still play, but I love live music. I absolutely love live music. I love the musicianship. I love seeing the musicians really get into it. They're not sitting there thinking, no, I'm playing in the key of E flat, and if I play a D minor, oh, what kind of chord structure is... No one's thinking like that. It's so... I guess, you practice so much. It's so freeing. It's so liberating almost. So I love the whole concept of changing it up, and you never really know what to expect. But also, with my background in music, I love live music. There's just something about it that, I'm not saying all music done in a studio is like canned music, because it's not. But at the same time, I really think that live music has a liberating quality to it. and I thoroughly enjoy it. And that leads me to the third shoot. So we have the Northern Lights, we have the concerts and live events, and then thirdly, and I'm going to get a little sentimental here, just being honest, and that's memories with friends and family. Memories created with friends and family. And this is going to get into my motivation somewhat for doing photography. I never really cared about photography until after my daughter was born. And then I wanted to take pictures of everything. I mean, I've got shots that I took from the day, even before she was born, to the day she was born, to her growing up. And I have all of these photos archived. And, you know, like I said, not trying to get too sentimental here, but I know good and well that, like, you know, there's going to come a day that I'm going to look back at these photos and it's going to really mean something. Not that it doesn't mean something now, but when I'm an old man and I'm looking back at these things, I want to capture these times. I want to capture these memories because the time is short. And like I said, I'm not going to get all sentimental. I'm just, I'm not. But when it comes down to it, you know, capturing photos of friends and family, that's really where it's at. It's one of the reasons why I like doing photography for friends of mine. For example, like even with my daughter, or even my friends' kids, you know, getting shots at their birthday party. You know, I don't post pictures of other kids, don't get me wrong. But like getting shots of my friends' kids, of my daughter, and being able to have those memories, that stuff is priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. Things like her first day of school, being able to get those shots, absolutely priceless. And it's really one of my motivations for being in photography to begin with. Because you don't get these moments back. And so if I can capture these moments, and I can share them, I can remember them, that is what it's all about. Yeah, I love creating art. I love creating different works of art, but when it comes down to it at the end of the day, it's about capturing moments. All right, guys, that's going to bring this video to a close. I hope it's been helpful. Hopefully it's been informative as well. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, put them in the comments below. Feel free to ask anything, whether it's about my setup or, you know, the types of photography that I do. Maybe you're new into photography. I'd love to do a series if I see there's enough interest in it. I'd love to do a series about what I wish I knew when I got into photography that nobody told me. You know, I might do a series along those lines if I see that there's enough interest for it. But whatever your thoughts, opinions are, put them in the description below. I read all the comments, regardless of whether they're good, bad, or otherwise. And let me know what you think. And as always, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching. And as always, guys, capture every moment. Don't be afraid to get out there and get the shot. And I'll catch you guys